In The Starry Night, Van Gogh has translated the touches of the Impressionists not into the precise, pointillist dots of Seurat, but thick streaks that for him recalled the lines of woodcuts. This scene seethes and swirls with energy. Van Gogh painted The Starry Night during his stay at Saint Paul de Mazolle, which your textbook describes as an asylum and clinic for the mentally ill near the village of Saint Remy. He was admitted following the famous breakdown in which he cut off part of his own ear after a clash with fellow artist and former housemate, collaborator, friend, and frenemy Paul Gauguin, whom we'll also discuss shortly. Van Gogh's mental health is often discussed in relation to his art, and he's sometimes described as a tormented or tortured artist. We have unique insight into his thoughts and struggles thanks to many letters he wrote to his brother, the art dealer Theo van Gogh. Theo tried to bring Vincent's intense and avant-garde paintings to the public, but Vincent gained fame and respect only after his untimely death, in retrospect often described as a misunderstood genius. Vincent's letters to Theo show just how deeply he felt things and tried to commit them to the canvas. In a letter dated August 6, 1888, he writes, "Today I am probably going to begin on the interior of the cafe where I have a room, by gaslight, in the evening. It is what they call here a café nuit, staying open all night. Night prowlers can take refuge there when they have no money to pay for a lodging or are too drunk to be taken in. All those things, family, native land, are perhaps more attractive in the imaginations of such people as us, who pretty well do without land or family either, than they are in reality. I always feel I am a traveler, going somewhere and to some destination. If I tell myself that the somewhere and the destination do not exist, that seems to me very reasonable and likely enough. The brothel keeper, when he kicks anyone out, has similar logic, argues as well, and is always right, I know. So at the end of my career, I shall find my mistake. So be it. I shall find then that not only the arts, but everything else as well were only dreams, that one's self was nothing at all." In the night cafe, red walls are juxtaposed with a green ceiling. These complementary colors, directly across the color wheel from each other, each make the other feel more intense. The perspective is also strange, with the floor feeling oddly tipped. Like earlier Impressionist artists, Van Gogh is very inspired by Japanese woodblock prints, even copying them as paintings. In The Night Cafe, the influence of that nonlinear perspective and cropped framing can clearly be seen. Color was important for Van Gogh. He wrote, "Instead of trying to reproduce exactly what I have before my eyes, I use color more arbitrarily in order to express myself forcibly." Of The Night Cafe, he wrote, "I have tried to express the terrible passions of humanity by means of red and green." Van Gogh's frenemy, the Frenchman Paul Gauguin, was also deeply influenced by Japanese woodblock prints. He's also associated with the movement of symbolism, although he preferred the term synthetism. Arneson describes this as creating a synthesis or bringing together, quote, "of subject and idea with form and color, so that his paintings are given their mystery, their visionary quality by their abstract color patterns. They express invisible, subjective meanings and emotions." Here we have the biblical story of Jacob wrestling with the angel, but brought right into the everyday lives of devout Breton peasants, identifiable by their distinctive dress. The scene is made more strange by the vibrant red background and the tree dramatically cutting through the center of the composition. Both of them emphasize the flatness of the scene and recall those woodblock prints like this one by Hiroshige. Gauguin also took the pose for his wrestlers from a manga or sketchbook showing sumo combatants. In 1891, Gauguin left his native France, seeking truth, beauty, and simplicity in Tahiti, a place he believed to be purer than industrialized Europe. He was disappointed to find the people there wearing Western dress. European missionaries had definitely beaten Gauguin to the South Seas. Gauguin didn't let that stop him, instead largely using his imagination to produce this massive canvas. Take a moment to study the painting using the link I've provided and write in your journal. First, what do you notice about this painting, its content and formal qualities? Second, what did you learn about it as you read the textbook?